Hey there, Steve Nixon here with Freejazzlessons.com. Thanks for joining me here for today's video. All right, so when you look at great musical performances, or you watch an amazing movie, great play, you read a killer book, there's one thing that all these different art forms have in common when they're executed on a really high level. And that is that the artist is playing with a concept that we call tension and release. Okay, tension meaning exciting, tense moments. Oh my God, I don't know what's gonna happen, right? Or wow, I can't believe they played that chord there, or they did that, or an action scene in a movie. And then calm moments where everything is real tranquil and peaceful, and maybe it just set up, right? So you don't wanna have too much tension going on because you're gonna tire your listener out, right? And you also don't wanna have too much kind of like calmness going on because it gets kind of boring, okay? Now, great artists know how to play with this concept of tension release, okay? It's in all the great art forms that are out there. Okay, so today I want to show you some really interesting ways that you can start applying this concept of tension and release in your own piano playing. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at a simple chord progression, 5-1, the most common chord progression in the whole world. And I'm going to show you a really cool way to decorate these chords so you can start bringing this element of tension and release in your playing, keep your listeners entertained and excited. All right, I'm excited to teach it to you. Let's head over to the piano and get started learning. Thanks. All right, welcome to the piano. So let's get into our first step in terms of understanding tension release. And this is a really simple concept, but it just sounds so cool. All right, so traditionally speaking, you know, the most common chord progression, as we talked about before, is 5-1. So maybe you have something like this. If we were in the key of C, right? Maybe we'd have, and if we were in a jazz situation, we'd have like, you know, C major 7, A7, and then we'd have a D minor 7. And then just from G7, this is our 5 here. We just would play it normally like a lot of people would play, and then back to 1. Okay, simple, you know, just hanging on 5 the whole time, right? And then back to 1. And they're nice chords and everything's okay, right? But, you know, if this is all you're doing throughout all your tunes and you're just constantly just kind of banging your listener with like, here it is, these are the chords, and not creating some texture and some variety in your playing, people are gonna get bored. So here's something you can do to create this forward motion, this tension release through dominance going to 1. Check this out. So instead of playing G7 the whole time, what you do is you play G7 sus, G7 normal, okay? Then you go to G7 altered. Okay, so instead of just, we're gonna go. Yeah, there's so much more texture just from adding those little inner voice things there, right? More tension, more forward motion, keeps the listener engaged, and then finally you release, right? This is how you keep a story interesting while you're playing, right? So again, all I did there for 5 chords, I just played the 5-7 sus, okay? Regular 5-7 like you would normally see. Then I altered it, and then I double altered it. I had 2 altered notes on there. So I went from G7 flat 13 to G7 flat 13 with a sharp 9 on top. So super altered, right? And finally resolving it back to 1, right? So find these little moments throughout your chords and your chord progressions to start adding this inner voice texture, increase the tension release throughout your music, and you're gonna see that people are gonna start sitting on the edge of their seats. They're really gonna enjoy the way that you play. Now, if you want to learn more of these harmonic tricks, so to speak, and these exact voicings, and you want to learn them in context of the best jazz standards in the whole world, you want to see how I arrange things and make things interesting for listeners, I have a program that teaches you how to play this stuff in a step-by-step fashion. We have tons of sheet music. I break things down in terms of video. You can watch every move I make. So if you're a little bit more of an ear player, you can watch and listen and rewind as many times as you like. And that program is called the Premium Jazz Membership Program. I highly recommend it. It's a program that we've been running for a number of years, and we have worked with over 5,000 students inside this program. It's something that people use to go from, you know, an average player to a really high level player. All right, happy practicing. Get into this tension release thing, inner voice motion in your playing, and you will not regret it. Your playing will sound much more interesting. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you at Freejazzlessons.com.